Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today we're reviewing the Kwazar Mercury 360 double action pump sprayers. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're talking about pump sprayers today, and specifically looking at this Kwazar Mercury 360 dual action? Dual trigger. We'll talk about that in a second. Dual trigger sprayer. So what are you getting with these? First of all, they come in either 500 millilitres or 1,000 millilitres, so a litre. They have a measuring scale with a little see-through part of the bottle, so the main bottle is kind of white, but the bit in the middle you can see through it easier to see how much product's in there and how much you've got, which lines up on the scale, which is always kind of nice. And they show it in millilitres and US pints. Product comes in different colours, so I've got the blue one here. Obviously you can get red, green and yellow, so you can put different products in different colours and colour code them, or just pick the colour you like. You can obviously write on there the name of the product or what's in there, or chuck a label on it. The key thing about these is the dual trigger. So as well as getting the product or the liquid coming out of the trigger as you squeeze, it comes out when you release, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. The other key figure is that the straw, if you like, the pipe that goes in there, is flexible in this particular tool. So as you move the bottle around, and it's weighted at the bottom like a pendulum, so as you move the kind of bottle around, the weight will always try to kind of sink to the bottom of the liquid, if you like, which is what is supposed to give it that 360 kind of use. So in other words, the machine doesn't stall out if you suddenly do this and try and, you know, you're working under somewhere and spray. So that's kind of like a very important feature, and it's quite nice, and we'll go into that. It also says on the sort of product description, Viton seals. I don't know what that means, but it probably means it's got good seals in it that are chemical resistant. And of course, you can adjust the trigger to make it stream liquid out or atomize it, which you can do on pretty much most of them as well, but it's something we've got to cover. And also the trigger on it, the trigger on the bottle is a full hand trigger, so you can use all of your grip rather than just using one finger. Sounds like normally it wouldn't be that much of a difference, but that's actually quite nice when you're putting a lot of product out there. Anyway, that's all the basic spec. Let's go through now and just talk openly about what I think about this, and, you know, comparing it to kind of other ones and all that sort of stuff. So the final section of this, guys, I want to go through the positives and negatives, just kind of the raw thoughts on this to give you a balanced review. 3 negatives on it. The number one is the price, £8.50 for the 1,000 millilitre one, and £7.50 roughly for the 500 millilitre one. They are not cheap products compared to other sprayers on the market. They're not the same as other sprayers on the market, I'm aware of that, but just keeping it quite simple, they're relatively expensive in terms of sprayers. The second negative, and this is I'm just trying to think of everything that I've thought of, they're a little bit creaky. So they can, like, it's this plastic thing, the way, because it can rotate as well, just it makes a little bit of creaky noise, which it doesn't bother me, but I noticed it, so I wrote it down, so I'm putting it there. The other one is, they say 360, so it's got the floppy hose in there with a metal weight to keep it always at the bottom. Sometimes when you go completely upside down, sometimes the metal weight hits the side and doesn't sort of sink to the bottom down here. It might stop here, it might stop here, it might stop here. So it can, in some circumstances, not always be 360. When that does happen though, you can tend to just give it a little shake and it will drop down. So it's not a major problem. If you're at all other angles and stuff like that, this sprays all the way down. That little mechanism they put in there actually works, and there's no real other way to do it. But let's call it the Kwazar 355. That is pretty much every negative. Let's talk about the positives. The number one positive with this is the benefits of the dual trigger, the getting product going out that way and then going out that way. That is great when you've got to put loads of product out on a car and you're doing lots of this. Well, you're halving the amount of squeezy you're having to do, you know, and getting more, you know where I'm going with this, I overcomplicate it. You get more product out for less pumpy. So that was the thing that impressed me the most. I can really blast out the product there, and that comes in very useful for certain types of products. And I was thinking like wheel cleaners, sometimes an APC, fallout removers when you're going around the entire car. Lots of other products where you might want to, have that. You might be using them lots. So the more you're using them, the more you've got to get out there, the more benefit of the dual action trigger. And the fact that you can get your whole hand around it is quite nice as well. So if you're doing lots of pumping with one finger, after a while it can tire your finger out. That sounds a bit kind of like, it sounds a bit wimpy or whatever, but it is true. So that's the main advantage. The 360 thing about it not stalling out is nice, and I'd rather have it there than not have it there, so I like that. But the main thing is the dual trigger. That's the main reason to buy this. This nozzle is very good as well. It's very hard to lock it so that it doesn't actually let the product out. So it's easy just to switch from atomizing. So at the moment we're in stream mode. I give it a twist. So that's easy. Yeah, I give it a twist. I'm in atomizing mode. Give it a little bit more of a twist. I'm in full kind of atomizing mode, and you don't really need to go beyond more than that, but you can. It's just quite easy to operate. I'm doing this all on the fly, guys, but even this one here, you see it's over tightened. So sometimes you just have to fiddle around with this a little bit more to get it where you need to be. These cheapo ones, you can get loads of these. I've got 5 of them for like 6 or 7 quid. Very cheap. It's been reliable. It's good for certain products. The only disadvantage is it does, when you get low on product, start stalling out when you don't have the bottle completely vertical. That's the only thing I can really notice. And after using the double trigger one, I noticed obviously that I don't have a double trigger on this. But the point about this is that there are cheap options there if you don't want to go and kind of pay the money. Millions of cheap sprayers that you can go and do that are half decent. I've got the Sonax one here as well, which is very robust, the spray trigger on these, but you can't see the product inside, so it's harder to mix them up. But lots of options out there. Overall thoughts, the Kwazar Mercury 360 is definitely the premium option on the market, and you've got to pay for it if you want it. Do I want them? Do I like them? Yes, I really do like them. I probably would buy some more and have a few, and it's a sort of bottle that you can really see if you're in your garage and you've got like a row of them up on the shelf all labelled up and stuff. That would be nice, and I'd like to do that at some stage, but at the moment the garage isn't like that. But when I do, you'll probably see me go and buy about 4 or 5 of them and keep certain products that I get through in there. So yeah, I can understand why people are talking about this. It's a very good product, and I can recommend it. Let me know if you've used them and you've been using them for years and years and you hammer them, how reliable and robust they are in the long term. I've had this about a month. I've used it with a couple of different products. It looks and feels solid, but it's very hard for me to do a long-term year test on all of this sort of stuff. So put in the comments what you think about long-term durability. That would be great. So that is it on this one, guys. I'll drop a link in the video where you can buy these for a good price with a 10% discount as well. What else is coming on the Forensics Detailing channel? There's quite a lot of videos coming soon. I've got to shoot another one now. New car detailing is a subject I want to cover, specifically because of Reg's new M140, but it's a question I get asked a lot. People, when they buy a new car, they're very, very paranoid. Paranoid is a bit of a funny word, isn't it? It makes it sound like you're all nutters, but I'm the same. If you buy something that's brand new and you fork out a lot of money for it, you're in a mindset where you want that thing to be perfect and you want to know what you're supposed to do with it to make it right. What's that process? And we want to sort of cover that a little bit. So we'll do that. I also need to get the M140 machine polished. I must have had it. How long have I had the car for? 3 or 4 months? I haven't machine polished it. I would like to get all the work done on it first and get it out to the various places and garages and stuff. Then when I've got it back in, I know nothing else needs doing on it from anywhere else. Then that's the time for me to go and polish it and then put the coating on it. So we'll be doing that soon. The alloy wheel is going to get sorted out next week. Council have acknowledged my request, and they're investigating with their highly trained team that's extremely busy, and will get back to me next millennium. Probably with a no, we're not going to pay, but there you go. So I'm waiting on that, but I'm going to shell out and get the alloy fixed in the meantime, which is going to hurt. I need to do a video on consolidation. I'm out of space now. I've got no more room on my shelves to put a single bottle of product. And all this product there that I can't possibly use is a little bit pointless. And in my mind, I just want to sort of like now condense it down to the minimum amount of products I need to do everything that I want to do. And I think I could almost get all that lot on one set of shelves. So I'll do a video on that and sort of, so I think it'd be interesting. It'd be almost like a final kind of recommendations video, although it is constantly changing. So that is to come. I'm also gearing up and bringing in a load of shampoo products to do a sort of best of style video on car shampoos, which could be really difficult because they're shampoos I've sort of used and shortlisted over the last, well, some of them, you know, 3 or 4 years since I've been doing the channel, but a few of them even longer than that, and I know they're all good ones. So the problem I'm going to get is how to differentiate these products. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do that at the moment. So that's a challenge for the channel. But there's loads of other stuff coming as well, guys. So stay tuned, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I?